It started like every other season, hopes high, theories wild, and the ever-elusive promise that this might finally be the year something big would surface on Oak Island. For over a decade, Rick and Marty Lagina, along with their team of experts, historians, and excavators, have pursued a legend that dates back centuries. Buried treasure, secret codes, mysterious booby traps, and tantalizing artifacts have fueled the obsession of millions. But what just happened may change the story forever. The whispers around the island, the reactions from the crew, and the absence of a planned Season 12 are pointing to one shocking possibility: the treasure may have finally been found. From the beginning, Oak Island has been one of the most puzzling and enduring mysteries of the Western world. Located off the coast of Nova Scotia, Canada, the island has fascinated treasure hunters for more than 200 years. The infamous Money Pit, first discovered in 1795 by three young men, was the epicenter of this obsession. They found layers of oak logs, strange markings, and a shaft that seemed to go endlessly downward. Since then, dozens of expeditions have tried to uncover what lies at the bottom, be it pirate gold, ancient manuscripts, religious relics, or something far more bizarre. Throughout 11 seasons of the History Channel's The Curse of Oak Island, viewers have watched countless digs, scientific studies, and mysterious discoveries. From ancient coins to potential pieces of shipwrecked wood and even fragments of what some believe to be a Roman sword, each find has only deepened the intrigue. But none of it ever amounted to a full, undeniable confirmation of a legendary treasure, until now. What has everyone talking is what was uncovered during the final episodes of Season 11. A new shaft was dug near Lot 5, an area long overshadowed by the more popular Money Pit. For years, Lot 5 had been deemed unlikely to contain anything of value. But that changed when the team decided to revisit the area based on new metal detecting data and some recently unearthed journal entries believed to be from a 19th century searcher. As they began excavating, the ground revealed something shocking: an intact wooden structure, buried deep underground, reinforced with metal brackets and unlike anything they'd found before. This wasn't just another tunnel or part of a collapsed searcher shaft. This structure appeared to be deliberately hidden and protected. When the team opened a section of the wooden enclosure, they reportedly found objects wrapped in cloth, sealed in oilskin to protect them from decay. Inside were intricately designed artifacts, one appearing to be a gold cross embedded with rubies, another looking like a ceremonial dagger with ornate inscriptions. But what made jaws drop was a small chest, made of aged but sturdy wood, sealed shut with iron fastenings. According to multiple insiders connected to the production, that chest was not empty. Before it could even be opened, the area was cleared of all non-essential personnel. Security was tightened, and cameras reportedly went dark. But leaks inevitably happen. The whispers are now louder than ever: gold coins, uncut gemstones, and documents written in a language yet to be deciphered were supposedly inside. The team has refused to comment officially, and the network has not announced a Season 12, sparking an explosion of speculation across social media. Is this silence a sign that the treasure has finally been found? There's another curious development that adds fuel to the fire. Longtime researcher Doug Crowell was recently spotted at a private historical archive in Halifax, accompanied by a government official and two unknown individuals. Eyewitnesses say they were reviewing centuries-old Spanish and Portuguese maritime documents. If what was found in that chest matches the heraldry or language from these records, it could confirm theories that the treasure originated from a European source, possibly connected to the Knights Templar or Portuguese explorers. The Lagina brothers have always maintained a balanced tone, hopeful but grounded. But in a rare post-season interview, Marty Lagina appeared visibly emotional. When asked about the future of the show, he simply said, "We've always said we'll keep digging until we find something definitive. Let's just say, this year changed everything." That single sentence set the internet ablaze. Forums, Reddit threads, and YouTube channels devoted to Oak Island are all drawing the same conclusion: the treasure may not just be legend anymore. And what about the show itself? No announcements for Season 12 have been made. No teasers, no sneak peeks, and no usual wrap-up documentaries or behind-the-scenes features that typically follow each season. In fact, The official Oak Island production office in Nova Scotia has reportedly been closed for the season, with no permits filed for future digs. This silence is deafening. Fans are asking, why end everything just as the biggest mystery is potentially solved? The answer may be simple. If they've truly found what they were looking for, there may be no story left to chase. Still, some remain skeptical. This wouldn't be the first time a discovery on Oak Island was overhyped. Over the years, several objects were declared groundbreaking only to be later debunked or deemed inconclusive. Could this be just another cliffhanger, cleverly engineered to stir speculation? Possibly. But there are key differences this time. First, the secrecy. Previous seasons eagerly showcased even the smallest discoveries. This time, we have radio silence. Second, the behavior of the team. For a group that's always shared updates, their sudden disappearance from the public eye suggests something far bigger is unfolding behind closed doors. Then there's the mystery of the private aircraft that left Oak Island shortly after filming wrapped up. According to a local aviation tracker, a small jet took off from a nearby airstrip and headed to Washington, D.C. Aboard were reportedly 2 members of the Oak Island team and 1 unidentified passenger. Was it a government official? A historian? A financier tied to the project? No one knows. But this highly unusual flight pattern has stirred even more curiosity. If the contents of the chest required authentication or secure transport, it would explain the need for secrecy. Meanwhile, some theorists believe this discovery may never be made public at all. If the find has religious, political, or historical significance beyond gold and jewels, it may fall under the protection of cultural heritage laws or international treaties. In that case, the team may be legally obligated to turn it over to authorities, and details could be kept classified for years. That would explain the sudden halt in filming and the noticeable absence of any celebrations online from cast and crew. Others believe the lack of a Season 12 announcement is a strategic move by the network. If they release a special final episode or feature-length documentary showcasing the discovery, they could draw record-breaking viewership numbers. After all, audiences have been hooked for over a decade. The end of the mystery would be the television event of the year, possibly even the century. The implications of such a discovery go far beyond treasure hunting. If real, it could rewrite historical narratives, validate centuries-old conspiracy theories, and spark a new wave of exploration into other legends long considered myths. Think of what this means for the story of the Templars, lost Viking expeditions, or ancient mariners who may have reached the New World centuries before Columbus. Oak Island has always been a symbol of curiosity, perseverance, and the allure of the unknown. This moment, if confirmed, transforms it into a historical turning point. And still, the question remains, what exactly did they find? Until recently, all we had were leaks, silence, and speculation. But that changed when a close associate of the Oak Island team, who wished to remain anonymous, hinted that a formal announcement is being prepared, not by the TV network, but possibly by a historical institution. According to this source, the team is currently in negotiations with several museums and academic organizations to analyze and possibly display what was retrieved from the underground chamber. If true, this would be the clearest sign yet that what they found is real, significant, and perhaps too important to be locked away in a private vault. But why the secrecy? Why would the team and the network stay quiet if they'd finally solved the mystery? Some experts suggest it's not just about the treasure anymore. It's about what the treasure represents. If the contents of the chest include evidence of ancient voyages, religious relics, or documents that contradict accepted history, it could ignite debate among historians, theologians, and political leaders. Revealing such information to the world isn't as simple as digging up gold and celebrating. It may require careful consideration, peer review, and international cooperation. Others propose a more commercial reason for the silence. With the brand power of Oak Island now at its peak, the network may be planning a cinematic release or a high-profile special to reveal the final chapter. A treasure this big deserves a platform that matches its scale. Rather than drip-feed the story through episodic television, they might be saving it all for one monumental reveal, one that brings closure to the mystery while capturing the attention of the entire world. Let's not forget the psychological toll this journey has taken on the team. For Rick Lagaina, this was never just about money. His passion has always stemmed from curiosity, from honoring the past, and from solving the riddle that has haunted so many before him. He once said that even if they never found treasure, the adventure was worth it. But now that the end may be in sight, he has retreated from interviews, public appearances, and fan conventions. Those closest to him say he's processing the emotional weight of finding something that has consumed much of his adult life. The ripple effect is already being felt across the treasure hunting community. Other legendary sites, like the Treasure of the Copper Scroll, the Lost Mines of the Superstition Mountains, and the Ark of the Covenant theories, are gaining renewed interest. If Oak Island proves that such stories have a basis in truth, it could spark a new age of exploration, funded not just by enthusiasts but also by academic institutions and governments. And for the skeptics, those who spent years calling the show a hoax, a ratings gimmick, or a wild goose chase, the silence is uncomfortable. The absence of a traditional conclusion or dramatic on-air celebration doesn't fit their expectations. But perhaps that's the most telling clue of all. This isn't about a flashy TV moment anymore. It's about something that may change how we view history, religion, and human exploration. And if reports are true, the implications of what was found could even stretch beyond Earth. Yes, you heard that right. Some of the symbols reportedly discovered inside the chest match ancient carvings found not only in Old World ruins but also in locations that have long baffled archaeologists. Connections between ancient civilizations, once dismissed as coincidence, may now be viewed in a completely new light. There are even whispers that certain recovered artifacts will be studied for metallurgy and composition to determine if they contain materials not native to North America, or perhaps not native to this world at all. That might sound far-fetched, but Oak Island has always lived at the edge of myth and reality. Theories over the years have included everything from Egyptian connections and Freemason rituals to extraterrestrial involvement and hidden prophecies. For decades, these ideas were ridiculed. But if the recovered items show anomalies, materials that don't match known historical timelines, then suddenly, even the most unbelievable theories become worthy of investigation. Regardless of the outcome, one truth remains clear. The Oak Island mystery is no longer just a story of what might be. It's now a story of what has been found. Whether the public sees those items in a museum, a documentary, or a high-security government archive is yet to be determined. But the tone has shifted. This is no longer about if. It's about when and how much. And that leaves us with one final thought. What happens next? If the treasure has been found, does Oak Island become just another chapter in a history book? Or does it spark a new wave of discovery, driving people to uncover truths that have been buried for centuries across the globe? The Lagaina brothers, whether or not they ever return to television, have already made their mark. They took a 200-year-old mystery and turned it into one of the most captivating adventures of our time. And if they've truly uncovered the heart of that mystery, then this story, becomes more than just entertainment. It becomes legacy. The Oak Island treasure may have been found, but in doing so, it has unearthed something even greater, a reminder that the world still holds secrets, that legends can become reality, and that human curiosity is perhaps the most powerful force of all. So maybe, just maybe, there's no need for a season 12. Because the mystery has finally been solved. And history will never be the same.